So those people who suddenly get a lot of anxiety of death, I think we have to, the approach to this is we have to see why are we getting this anxiety. If we're getting an anxiety because we are doing something wrong and we're getting anxiety, that's beautiful. That will inshallah stop us from doing it. I'm just giving a more comprehensive answer, right? So that will inshallah deter us from doing that wrong, because obviously that's the way to get rid of the anxiety. However, there's some people, they get anxiety and sometimes it's from the shaitan. Sometimes the anxiety is from the shaitan. When is it from the shaitan? When it makes you feel despondent, when it makes you feel hopeless. That's from the shaitan. You have to read A'udhu Billah. And the antidote to that is online, you'll be able to find. And if not, we should collect some verses. In fact, that's a topic that we want to cover soon. The hope that Allah promises. Multiple verses in the Quran that are providing hope. Have a collection of that, especially people who are having bouts of anxiety over death and their situation. They need to, and they're not really doing much wrong, they're trying their best, they've made a lot of amends in their life, then they need to look at hope. And there are numerous verses, numerous hadiths of the Prophet ﷺ that speak about hope. So have that and start reading that, and essentially it's an antidote to the bad feeling, and read A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajeem. So some kind of anxiety is good, because we're encouraged to think of the destroyer of pleasures, which is death. So we're not going to say we want to get rid of it. It's very, very beneficial to actually remember death. It grounds us. It moderates us. It regulates us. But too much of anything is a problem, and it could be from the shaitan. Shaitan has his ways. So again, think, why am I getting this anxiety? If I'm doing something wrong, let's stop doing that wrong. And if it's otherwise, or in general, let us start reading those promises that we have. قُلْ يَا عِبَادِيَ الَّذِينَ أَسْرَفُوا عَلَىٰ أَنفُسِهِمْ لَا تَقْنَطُوا مِنْ رَحْمَةِ اللَّهِ. Allah Himself is saying, oh my servants. He's still calling them my servants who have transgressed against themselves. You know, we have fathers who come home and the mother's complaining about her beloved child. She's not willing to call that child hers that day. It's like, your child did this. Your child. Do mothers do that sometimes to the fathers? Your child did this, not my son today. Right? Why? Because you're so angry. But Allah, He's saying, yes, you've transgressed, but you're my servants. Oh, my servants, so beloved, that, so affectionate, isn't it? Oh, my servants who have transgressed against themselves, do not become despondent in the mercy of the most merciful one. In the mercy of Allah. Allah forgives everything. So that's what we should do. And in fact, we've been told that especially when a person is actually very close to death, that's the worst time. The shaitan comes and tries to make us despondent, to say something bad. So one has to, the antidote is, so we have two things. We have hope and we have fear. Some people have too much hope. Oh, I can do this, I'll be forgiven. It's all right, Allah is forgiving. They need to look at more of the fear factors, right? And those who have too much fear, they need to look at more of the hope. So you balance it out, because we need to fly in a balanced way, and may Allah make it easy. The point of a lecture is to encourage people to act, to get further, an inspiration, an encouragement, persuasion. The next step is to actually start learning seriously, to read books, to take on a subject of Islam and to understand all the subjects of Islam, at least at their basic level, so that we can become more aware of what our deen wants from us. And that's why we started Rayyan courses, so that you can actually take organized lectures on demand whenever you have free time, especially, for example, the Islamic Essentials course that we have on there, the Islamic Essentials Certificate, which you take 20 short modules, and at the end of that, inshallah, you will have gotten the basics of most of the most important topics in Islam, and you'll feel a lot more confident. You don't have to leave lectures behind. You can continue to leave, to listen to lectures, but you need to have this more sustained study as well. Jazakallah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.